Hey guys, CC Mentor, Jeffrey Howard, your cryptocurrency mentor here, rocking and rolling with the cryptos. Wow, fun times again in the crypto markets. I've been off the video here for a few days, but we're actually working on some projects, crypto related, but nothing that I can send videos about. So let's get to the news actually first. Over here at CoinDesk, one of the headlines this morning: Bitcoin approaches all-time high as the price shrugs off the sell-off. So what are they talking about? That sell-off was this back here. The big battle between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, or at least that's how it was perceived at the time. But truly, when I look back at this, if you really look back over what happened prior to that, Bitcoin, and let me get into a longer term chart. Bitcoin had been on such a tear from back here in late October, about the last week of October. I mean, really went from down here at about 53 and change all the way up to its all-time high, which hit, it even poked up above 7,800 at one point. I mean, it really just had to breathe a little bit. And, you see it didn't actually breathe that much. So when it did come down to this, the several things that kind of converged at the same time, which were the SegWit 2x fork was canceled. The proponents of Bitcoin Cash decided that would be a good time to see if they could do what seemed to be like kind of a hostile takeover of Bitcoin, but to prove that Bitcoin Cash was the real Bitcoin. But honestly, Bitcoin didn't buy it. The Bitcoin community didn't buy it. There was a big spike in the Bitcoin Cash price. In fact, it more than doubled. It actually quadrupled in price it was down around 500, went up to over 2,000, and then came right back down again, and Bitcoin took back over. Really, the way I looked at that whole thing was that Bitcoin had been on such a long stretch there where the price just went up and up and up. It just really needed to retrace a little bit. It really needed to correct a little bit and pull back. And I think that was naturally what happened. And I think it largely coincided with the Bitcoin Cash move. But there was a lot of FUD in the market, fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the marketplace. People were selling off their Bitcoin. And, there was a lot of things going on. It made for a great buying opportunity down here. But you see this double bottom, and then all of a sudden, pow, here we go again. So now we are not quite at the all-time high. A little bit lower. But you can see that the price is holding pretty solid here, up above 7,700 right now. And that's pretty exciting. Let's go back to that news piece for just a second. At the press time, the price of Bitcoin was an average of 77.3665. So this was at 6:40 Universal Time. So that's about 11 o'clock Pacific time here. There was a gain of 6% since it opened at 72.79. So a gain of over $450. So clearly, if you got in on that dip, it was a great time to buy. Some of the other things that were notable in this article, though the 8,000 milestone may be in sight, the possibility floated by analysts at Goldman Sachs, additional market data reveals a noble achievement. According to CoinMarketCap, cryptocurrency markets have in excess of $10 billion in trading volume in the last 24 hours. There's something else to consider here too. We're at an all-time high in market cap. The overall market, $225 billion right now. Really solid market cap happening on a daily basis in the Bitcoin market as well. We've also seen, as far as the things that we're following and involved in, there's an ongoing battle too on both sides of Bitconnect. There are people. There's no real middle ground in Bitconnect. People either love it or they hate it. Personally, I'm one of the ones who love it. I'm seeing average people profit nicely without having to do a lot of trading. I'm seeing that there's some really solid numbers and math behind it. And honestly, it's really a great play right now. But Bitconnect, after going down substantially, because it does track pretty well with Bitcoin, it went down to, I don't remember what the low was, but it was down around 210, maybe even a little lower than 210. And has come back here in the last few days to 297, its all-time high. It's actually poked up over 300 today for a brief period of time. We'll see if it goes back up there. So since I've been holding a lot of Bitconnect coin, I am, needless to say, thrilled about that. Pretty significant amount of Bitconnect coin that I've been hanging on to, waiting for a future loan here and watching what these prices are going to do. So my portfolio has gone up by about 60% just from the hold of the Bitconnect coin. So I'm pretty happy about that right now. Love Bitconnect. I'm definitely one of the followers, definitely one of the believers, and I understand both sides of the argument, but there's just a ton of evidence to support that they are doing something that is sustainable. So just looking at other things that are interesting in the market, EOS has been really jamming here for the last few days. If we look at their chart, they've gone up quite a substantial amount, just 9.9% today, but look at this move that they've made since about the what is this? The 1st of November. Last 2 weeks have gone from a price of $1.12 all the way up to now they're up at $1.82-ish. Actually, what's the current price? $1.80. So definitely a good move happening there with EOS. I'm not personally holding any EOS. I had planned to get in when Bitcoin was doing its dip, and I kind of sat on my hands a little too long, and then I didn't do it. So I'm going to wait and see if there's a little bit of a pullback, if there's a little bit of a better opportunity to buy into EOS. I think that's maybe a good play moving forward. A lot of people involved with NEO. NEO's been still up and down. Some of the big movers here. Ripple's way up. There was, I believe, there was an article that came out with Ripple that had something to do with American Express, providing some support there. That might be responsible for some of that. Omise Go has come back. One of my favorites, Bitcoin BQX, has also come up pretty substantially in the last few days. 6.95% today. And there was a long kind of dry spell with Bitcoins. I got Bitcoins back in this range here. Watched it go up, watched it go down. But for me, this is a hold strategy. It's a long-term hold. So yeah, absolutely, lots of fun stuff going on in the market. Seemed like there was one more thing I wanted to share, and I can't think of what it is right now, but I'll come back to it in another video later. So look, where's the price going? Where's the price going for Bitcoin? Look, nobody knows for sure. Nobody knows for sure. But I believe that right now we're in a pretty solid support level, at least in the short-term charts, at around 76, pretty close to 77. It doesn't seem to want to bounce back past that. The trend lines would support that since we've already broken out of the top trend line of the higher highs. We have the moving average that seems to be following the trend up. Could keep on going on up. People ask me all the time, and this is an important question. People ask me, when is a good time to buy Bitcoin? Should I wait? Or they even tell me, I'm going to wait until the price goes down. Well, you do that. You go ahead and wait till the price goes down. You may get moves like this occasionally, which hit down here in the 56, like this big move that went down, this correction. That would have been a great time to buy. We may not see that kind of price again. We don't know for sure what's going to happen, but depending on what you're going to be doing with your coin, and if you're really looking at long-term hold versus whether you're, say, moving Bitcoin into the market in order to go into Bitconnect, which is more or less of a hedge of Bitcoin, anytime's a good time to get in. I think we're just at the beginning of a very, very long upward trend. You're going to see a lot of volatility in that, but you're going to see, I think, an upward trend for a long period of time before it starts to balance out. So that's just my opinion. Of course, I don't give recommendations. I don't recommend that you ever put money into the crypto market unless it is something that you can afford to have at risk. But it's a player's market right now. It's a lot of fun. It's great to learn. There's a lot of people you can learn from. There's entire YouTube channels dedicated just to that, just like mine here. By the way, speaking of that, while you're here, please hit subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw. If you agree or disagree, give me a comment. Tell me what you think. Where do you think the price of Bitcoin's going? What's your position on Bitconnect? I have no problem with people taking opposing positions, but don't give me nasty grams. And I'm not gonna have that stuff stay on the page. If you want to have an intelligent discussion about it, I'm happy to do that. So give me a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll be shooting more videos here soon. Appreciate you guys being here. I will talk to you soon. This is Jeffrey Howard, CC Mentor, your cryptocurrency mentor, rocking and rolling with the cryptos, and I'm out for now. See ya.